This is a really high-stakes midterm election. This is going to be largely viewed as a referendum on the Trump presidency, and Trump has really made that the case by injecting himself into this campaign in a big way. He has been out there in multiple battleground states, and he's really put his agenda on the table and is asking voters to choose. Stick with Republicans if you want to stick with the direction of the country under Trump, and if you want to go for a different direction, Democrats are your choice. He obviously feels like that's the wrong path to take, but this is really a referendum on the president and on this direction that he has pushed the country. For Democrats, this is their chance to basically get it right after they lost in 2016 in really spectacular fashion. And there's a lot of energy behind Democrats. They have voter enthusiasm certainly on their side. They have this crop of new candidates, younger candidates, more diverse candidates. But a lot of Democrats are feeling pretty anxious about that. They look at the polls, which have looked favorable to them for much of the year. They look at the voter enthusiasm. They look at early voting numbers, and they feel like that should mean that this election, at least in the House, is heading in their direction. And yet, they can't forget those memories from 2016 when they also headed into Election Day feeling really positive and ultimately were really surprised. When Trump was elected, there was a lot of talk about whether he was just this singular figure or whether he marked a new direction for the Republican Party. And after 2 years, I think it is safe to say that Trump is the Republican Party now. He has proven that he has real long-lasting appeal with a lot of Republican voters. And so what you've seen is a lot of Republican candidates starting to move in that direction. Even if it might not have been their natural inclination, they have latched on to a lot of Trump's policies. They maybe aren't doing the kind of personal attacks in the way that Trump does. That's something that really, I think, only works for the president. But certainly, he is the leader of this party, and if you look at the way that a lot of Republican candidates are running in this election, they have certainly recognized that. History is definitely on the side of Democrats. If you look at past midterm elections, the president's party tends to do poorly in the first midterm after their election. This time we have this interesting situation because of the way that the Senate and the House maps are aligned. On the Senate side, you have most of the competitive races being fought out in pretty conservative territory, places like North Dakota, Indiana, Missouri. You have Democratic incumbents who are really desperate to hang on in states that Donald Trump won really big in 2016.